everybody, welcome back to Are They Mid? It's your boy John, aka Salami Loop. Today we're going to be talking about the one and only Filthy Frank himself, Joji. Is Joji mid? Find out at the end of this video. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, check out my podcast, Salami Talk. I upload that weekly. I got a new episode coming out this Friday, actually, so make sure you check that out. And yeah, without further ado, let's just hop right into it. Coming up on number 4, we have In Tongues. Beats on this EP are great. Very laid back, chill, mellow. You can barely hear any of his vocals. Like Joji, it sounds like Joji's whispering throughout this whole project, and it just lost my attention completely. I guess you could call it like a trial run since this was his first ever EP put out publicly. So coming up on number 3, we have Ballads 1. This is his debut album. The album is basically what like put Joji out on the map per se. Like it really blew up in his face and got him a lot of traction. It was mainly produced by Joji. I mean, he had help by a lot of people featuring like Clams Casino and a bunch of others, but he mainly did it all on his own, which we noticed throughout most of his discography. He just does everything, focuses on his own. The message that Joji is really pushing with Ballads 1 is very introspective between like life, death, and like everything in between life and death. There's just an endless of possibilities that come, and this is a very mind-opening album. It just, you listen to it and you just start thinking. I mean, obviously you're sad because majority of his work is sad, but you just sit there and you think like, why am I alive? Definitely, even though it's sad, there's more of a pop approach with this. I mean, it's not bad, man. Like, obviously, I feel like it's not going to be for everyone. Personally, I only listened to like 3 songs on this album that really stuck out to me. But everything else, like vocals, production, it's pretty solid for his debut album. And it's his only project, I believe, that went certified platinum. And this album, believe it or not, is number 1 in Lithuania. So shout out Lithuania. Coming up on number 2, we have his newest album, Smithereens. This is an amazing album. The drop date for this album was planned horribly, bro. I don't know if he did that on purpose or like it was just by accident, but like he literally dropped this album the same day that 21 Savage and Drake dropped their collab album, which I have my own feelings on that, and I'll drop a video on that later in life. But right now we're focusing on Joji. This album is divided into 2 parts, very short track time. I believe it's like 24 minutes or something like that, close to a half an hour. He went for more of like a lo-fi psychedelic feel with this album. It's very sad and laid back, but a lot of the beats and instrumentals and vocals that are just in the background and everything like that is just very chill, lo-fi, chill. And then like vocals are pretty amplified to hit certain keys that make you just feel a type of way. Albums like these that are alternative really just, that's such a broad genre to throw any album under. Like so far out of the top alternative albums out of the whole US, this is number 1. And I want to see if this holds number 1. Obviously, it doesn't have the magnitude of his other album, which we're discussing in a minute. Smithereens is better than Ballads 1, just because all the songs on it are really good. Like on Ballads, there's probably like 6 or 7 songs that you're never going to listen to again in your life because they just don't click. But like every song on this album just really has like their own different vibe to it, and they just click. Amazing production on this album. I have no complaints in that department. So the lyrics in this album are great. Every song kind of molds its own little story about dealing with a relationship or a significant other or spouse. When you take away the basic and put in yourself and put in the time to be authentic, it really reflects in your work. And Joji did that amazingly with Smithereens. So coming up at number 1, we have Nectar. I have 0 complaints for this album. It took me another listen to decide who was going to get the first place in this whole Are They Mid thing. And yeah, Nectar definitely won that. Even though numbers were surprisingly low, only certified gold, which I mean, that's still not low. His vocals are amazing. The lyrics are amazing. The track list is so long. There's endless songs on there. He has some cool features on there, like Lil Yachty, Diplo. Pretty sure Trippie Redd was on this album again. Yves, I don't even know how to say this person's name. Yves Tumor, if I'm saying that right, is on this album, which is another artist that I love. So with this album, I feel like it surpasses everything that Joji put out because it's so significantly different. It does not feel generic at all. It definitely feels authentic, but I feel like he definitely had the right team and the right people at the right moment with this album. Because like if it weren't for Nectar and he dropped a different project, things could have gone really differently for this Japanese singer, man. The timing was right, the production was right. Everything was so perfectly put together with this album that it just brought him to different heights than Ballads 1 probably ever will. Even though Ballads 1 was way higher in numbers and definitely, like put him on the map and he grew up from that, Nectar proved that Joji's like, yo, like this guy can rap, this guy can sing, he can produce, he can really like just put like he understands music. It's like Kanye when Kanye said like, yo, I can see music and anti-Semitic art. So if I had to give Joji a rating after completely blowing him for making Nectar, I'm giving him a 7 out of 10. The reason he's getting a 7 out of 10 is because, like, yeah, Nectar, great album. Smithereens, not as good as Nectar, but still an amazing project. It's like, if it weren't for Nectar and somewhat for ballads, I don't think that Joji would have any career in singing at all. I mean, his YouTube channel definitely, like, helped him out and got a lot of views, but, like, the timing that this guy has, besides Smithereens, because that album was dropped on the worst day possible to drop an album. But then again, like I don't know the whole story. Maybe you methodically sat down and thought this through, and then you start picking at this rabbit hole saying like, if I drop this album now with the amount of time I have with this numbers, and then it turns into another game, and the algorithm is real, and Joji's still Filthy Frank. And when you listen to his music, you kind of think that too. Because, like, what if this album didn't drop and he just stayed quiet? Or what if he dropped this earlier and it just got washed up quick and no one really remembered it? Like, there's just little details like this I feel like play a huge part for an artist. And it's like, oh my, I am awake. Like I am one with awakeness. Like I'm awake. I mean, he has great vocals, he can sing, he produces most of his work and it's amazing. 7 out of 10. Music's great, beats are great, lyrics are great, voice is great. It's just right now you only really have 2 albums out that are really pushing the envelope for you. I mean, Ballads 1, we can kind of keep that as like 2.5 if you want to get cocky with. Just do more, man. Like, I feel like you can do way more than what you're doing right now. So this has been Are They Mid with Joji. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Check out my podcast, Salami Talk. The link for that's going to be in the description box below. Check out my other Are They Mids. Check out my project mids. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.